if I told you Ford just made a move that could change heavy-duty diesel forever? The 2027 6.7-liter Power Stroke is getting a major upgrade. And this is not just another routine update. This is the kind of change that could redefine how diesel trucks perform in the real world. For more than a decade, Ford's 6.7-liter Power Stroke has been one of the most trusted engines in America. It built its reputation on serious torque, strong towing confidence, and the ability to keep working day after day without backing down. From construction sites to farms to long highway hauls, this engine has powered some of the hardest working trucks on the road. And now Ford is taking that proven formula and pushing it even further. For 2027, this upgrade is being described as one of the biggest evolutions the engine has ever seen. This is not about small tweaks or minor improvements. This is a full strategy shift designed to keep Ford ahead in a market that is changing fast. Because right now competition is more intense than ever. Ram continues to push huge torque numbers while GM's Duramax keeps gaining attention for smoothness and reliability. At the same time, emissions rules are getting stricter, and expectations from truck buyers are higher than ever. Ford had to respond, and they had to do it smart. This upgrade is not just about making more power. It is about making that power more usable, more efficient, and more reliable over the long run. That means improving how the engine handles stress, how it manages heat, and how it performs under real working conditions. Because today, diesel engines are judged on more than just numbers. They are judged on how they perform after years of towing, hauling, and daily use. And that is exactly where Ford is focusing. The 2027 Power Stroke is being built to deliver stronger performance where it actually matters. Better low-end response, smoother power delivery, and improved long-term durability. This is about building an engine that feels stronger every time you press the pedal, not just on paper. And that shift in focus could change everything for truck owners. Because in the end, the real question is not how much power you have. It is how well that power works when you need it most. And Ford is making sure the answer in 2027 is better than ever. To understand why this upgrade matters, you have to look at how the 6.7 Power Stroke built its reputation in the first place. When Ford introduced this engine back in 2011, it was a major turning point. For the first time, Ford took full control of its diesel engine instead of relying on outside suppliers, and that decision changed everything. The engine was built with a focus on strength efficiency and smart engineering from the ground up. It used a compacted graphite iron block for durability, a unique reverse flow design for better turbo placement, and a setup that kept improving year after year. With each generation, Ford pushed torque higher, improved reliability, and refined how the engine performed under load. By the mid-2020s, the 6.7 Power Stroke was already one of the most capable diesel engines on the road. But even with all that success, Ford knew there was still room to improve, especially in areas like efficiency, responsiveness, and long-term durability under extreme conditions. That is where the 2027 upgrade comes in. Instead of changing the engine on the outside, Ford focused on what really matters inside. One of the biggest changes is stronger internal components. The crankshaft pistons and connecting rods are expected to be upgraded with improved materials. This is important because modern diesel engines are dealing with higher cylinder pressures than ever before. Over time, that kind of stress can wear down even the strongest parts. By reinforcing these components, Ford is making sure the engine can handle that pressure over hundreds of thousands of miles. This is not about chasing bigger numbers. This is about making sure the engine keeps performing year after year without losing strength. At the same time, Ford is improving airflow throughout the engine. This includes changes to how air moves through the intake system, how exhaust gases flow out, and how the turbo responds. Better airflow leads to more complete combustion, which means more efficient power delivery. It also helps reduce heat and lowers stress on key components. And in a heavy-duty truck that spends most of its life under load, that makes a huge difference. Because when airflow improves, everything else starts working better too, from performance to efficiency to long-term reliability. And that is exactly the direction Ford is taking with the 2027 Power Stroke. But one of the most important upgrades for 2027 is not about making things bigger. It is about making them smarter. Instead of simply adding a larger turbo, Ford is refining how the existing system works. The focus is on faster response, better control, and smoother performance under load. That means when you press the throttle, the power comes in quicker and more predictably, especially in real-world situations like towing up a hill or merging onto a highway. This is where many trucks struggle with lag or delayed response. But a smarter turbo system changes how the truck feels completely. It makes the truck feel lighter, more responsive, and easier to control even when pulling heavy loads. And that leads directly into another major change: how torque is delivered. The 6.7 Power Stroke has always been known for big torque numbers, but for 2027, the focus is not just on how much torque it makes. It is about how that torque is used. Ford is reshaping the torque curve to deliver stronger power at lower RPM. That means the truck can move heavy loads more easily from a stop. It can hold speed on hills without constant throttle input, and it feels more stable and less stressed during long drives. For drivers, this translates into a smoother, more confident experience behind the wheel, especially for people who tow regularly or depend on their truck for work. But one of the biggest changes is something you will never see: the software. Modern diesel engines rely heavily on advanced calibration, and for 2027, Ford is upgrading how the engine manages everything behind the scenes. This includes fuel injection timing, turbo control emission systems, and temperature management. All of these systems now work together more efficiently. The result is smoother operation, better fuel efficiency, and improved performance in different driving conditions. Cold starts become easier. Power delivery becomes more consistent, and the engine adapts better to changing loads. This is where modern diesel technology is really evolving, not just through hardware, but through intelligent control. Because today, the difference between a good engine and a great one often comes down to how well everything is managed together. And Ford is clearly focusing on that balance with the 2027 Power Stroke. Another major part of this upgrade is how Ford is handling emissions. Because let's be honest, this has been one of the biggest challenges for modern diesel engines. Stricter regulations have forced manufacturers to add more complex systems, and in many cases that has led to more maintenance issues and downtime. But for 2027, Ford is taking a smarter approach. Instead of just adding more hardware, they are improving how the existing systems work. This includes better control of exhaust gas recirculation, more precise fuel dosing, and improved regeneration of the particulate filter. The goal is simple: keep the engine running cleaner without making it more complicated to own. And that matters a lot for people who depend on their trucks every day. Because less downtime means more work getting done, and fewer warning lights mean less frustration over time. But the biggest story here is reliability. Because at the end of the day, that is what really defines a great diesel engine. Not just how powerful it is, but how well it holds up after years of hard use. Ford is focusing heavily on reducing long-term stress inside the engine, better cooling under heavy loads, improved oil flow, and more stable combustion, even with varying fuel quality. All of this adds up to an engine that is built to last. An engine that keeps pulling strong mile after mile without unexpected problems. And that is exactly what truck owners care about most. Now, when you compare this to the competition, Ford is taking a very different approach. Instead of chasing the highest numbers, Ford is focusing on balance. Strong, usable torque, consistent performance, and long-term durability. This is not about winning on paper. It is about winning in the real world. For buyers, this means better towing confidence, smoother driving, and potentially lower ownership costs over time. For fleets, it means less downtime and more reliability across thousands of miles. And for diesel fans, it proves something important. Diesel is not going anywhere in the heavy-duty world. Ford is not just keeping it alive. They are pushing it forward, and if these upgrades deliver as expected, the 2027 6.7 Power Stroke will not just be better, it will be smarter, stronger, and built for the long haul. And that is exactly why this upgrade is a true game changer.